In this GTA Online video, I'll be going through all of the event week details again, showing you guys some things that you don't want to miss out on. With this event week specifically, we had a really nice bonus, even the discounts weren't too bad, and of course, as usual with event weeks, we also had some returning vehicles. So yeah, without wasting any more time, let's dive into this video. So to begin with, we need to know when this event week will refresh, and we can see on screen that this does refresh on March 27th. So you guys will have roughly 3 days from the time of this video, hopefully just enough time to complete most of the things and take advantage of the different bonuses. Now of course, to begin these type of videos, we will start off with the weekly challenge. In this event, you had to steal from 3 stash houses to receive $100,000 and the white Western brand tee. Stash houses will be a daily thing, so as long as you guys have got 1 or 2, it will make things really easy. And with the event week having roughly 3 days left, you should just have enough time to do this. And for that $100,000 bonus, I always say that weekly challenges are worthwhile. Arguably one of the best things from this event was in the bonus money. So we had double money and RP on the Titan job and the Vespucci job remix adversary mode. I think it goes without saying, but the Titan job will be by far the best thing to do. So with these last 3 days of the event, if you guys do not have the Mackenzie Field hanger, I would actually personally recommend buying this just to play the Titan job on hard difficulty and getting that 1.5, nearly $1.6 million. What makes the Titan job by far the best money method this week is obviously it's double money and RP first, but it will be the fact it only has a 1 hour cooldown before you guys can play it all again. So hopefully you have already made millions with this, and if not, you can still make a ton of money before March 27th. Moving on over to the discounts from this event, we had a 40% off these aircrafts. I think my personal favorite one would be the Western Company Rogue. It does have them sort of machine guns, which have that explosive effect, and for that massive 40% off, I would say it is worthwhile. We also have our 30% discounts. Just like our discounts before this, there is only 3 vehicles, and I think I also mentioned this in the event week video, but I think the SM722 is by far the best one here. I do not even mind the Furia as well, and for that 30% discount, I would not say it is that bad. The final discount is the Alkonost with a 20% off. If I was any of you guys, I would actually avoid this one. It's not the best aircraft by any means, and only saving a 20% off it is still a waste of money in my opinion. And then at the gun van for our primary discounts here, we have 3 sticky bombs, a 40% off the open atomizer, and if you have that GTA Plus membership, you can get the service carbine with a 30% off and the free Elstriclo military rifle. If I was going to choose any of these things, it would definitely be the open atomizer with that massive 40% off. I believe the standard open atomizer will actually cost you guys upwards of $300,000, so yeah, this is a great one to pick. Onto the FIB Priority File from the event, we actually had the Fine Art file. This is by far the best one, so if you guys have not completed this, or maybe even do not own the Garment Factory, I would definitely suggest that you do this before the event ends. This priority file and the file itself are extremely easy to set up. It will only take you guys about 20 minutes to complete altogether, just really straightforward for a massive $300,000 payout. At the Salvage yard this week, you could find these vehicles here. So we had the Podium robbery for the Benefactor SM722, the Gangbanger robbery for the Albany Roosevelt Valor, and the Cargo Ship robbery for the Benefactor Shalgun GT. So if you guys have a Salvage yard, I would actually recommend doing all of them, because as you guys can see here that these standard tier vehicles, which will be the Albany Roosevelt Valor and the Benefactor Shalgun GT, will sell for roughly around the same amount of cash. So there is no low tier vehicle, which I really do like that Rockstar have been doing this. It will mean that you can make a bit over $1 million. The only downside with Salvage yard robberies is that they do take some time, so maybe if you only wanted to do one of them, just focus on the Podium robbery for the most money. Inside the casino, we of course had our Podium vehicle this week. If you guys have not tried to win this yet, I would definitely get over to the casino. It was the Monstrosity, especially if you guys have the HSW upgrades. This is a vehicle that you probably want to try and get for free. Even without the HSW upgrades, it will still be a really nice vehicle. So yeah, just get this for free by spinning the lucky wheel. At the LS car meet, the prize ride was the Enos Windsor drop. You will just have enough time to do this at the time of this video, because you need to place top 5 in the LS car meet series for 3 days in a row. For those of you who do not know what the LS car meet series are, it is things like the drift races and drag races. I believe there is also one other race. I have never actually played any of these to complete an LS car meet prize ride, because for the most part I already have the vehicle, or the challenge is probably just not worth doing for the vehicle on the prize ride. The Enos Windsor drop though is actually a nice vehicle. I love how it looks, so it might be worth considering for you guys. At Simeone's Autoshop this week, this is where we had a bunch of returning vehicles. Of course, I always underlined them in red. So we had the Albany Alpha, the Dinka Verus, the Grotty Cheetah, the GT500 200 and the Pegasi Esky. I always recommend that you guys test drive these things before you want to buy them. If I was going to choose one of these vehicles, it would definitely be the Grotti Cheetah. I even think the Albany Alpha does look quite nice, but still worth trying before you buy. At a luxury autos dealership, we had the Anis Euros X32 and the Dinka Cabos V6. In terms of how these vehicles are, I actually think they are quite similar. One of the main changes though is that the Anis Euros X32 will have HSW upgrades, but in terms of its performance with HSW, I actually don't think it's that good. I mean, it's not the worst vehicle in the world or anything, but there is a much better choice in terms of HSW cars. And also bear in mind, you cannot test drive these vehicles at the luxury dealership. Another place where you can test drive though is obviously at the test track. So inside the Endless Car Meet, you will find the test track vehicles there. We had the Grotti Carbonazar, the Overflowed Entity XF, and the Pegasi Torero, with our premium test ride for HSW being the Benefactor Sterling GT. All of these vehicles are actually really good. Any one of the 3 standard test track vehicles will be worth it in my opinion. I would definitely go for the Entity XF for the throwback. Even the Carbonazar is kind of a throwback vehicle now. And then obviously before we move on, we have to talk about the HSW test ride. The Sterling GT is incredible. At one point it was a returning vehicle because Rockstar removed it for some reason. I believe this is actually back in the game full time now, so that is really nice. If you guys have not had the Sterling GT yet, give it a test ride here and also try and get this. It will make a super unique sound when driving. Altogether, it looks cool, it just sounds great, and it also performs really nice. Also, I recommend putting off-road tires on this vehicle. It will just help you go over some different bumps in the road. It also will handle corners much better. And then of course, the final thing that we have is our time trials this week. So we had the new premium race Downtown Underground. We then had the standard time trial, which was Elysian Island 2, located over here, and the HSW time trial, which was Pacific Bluffs to Mount Gordo. If you guys have not completed these time trials yet, definitely give them a go. If you guys have a fast enough vehicle, it will be super easy to complete. It does not cost anything to start them, and essentially you just have to beat a part-time for that free cash. So altogether guys, what do you like most from this event? In terms of not missing out, I definitely really like the test track vehicles this week. And actually looking back at the discounts, there's maybe a couple of vehicles that I like. It's a shame that we do not have more discounts. I mean, only having 3 vehicles on like 40% discount and 30% is not great. There's also no returning vehicles with a discount, so that was another letdown in my opinion. But yeah, the Titan job at double money and RP is by far the best thing. If you are yet to play this and have the Mackenzie Airfield already, it is definitely worth the investment. Play it on hard difficulty after playing it for your first time and make a ton of cash. But anyways guys, if you went on to enjoy this video or found it useful in any way, shape or form, make sure to leave a like. I always appreciate your support. And if you like the channel, subscribe and hit that bell icon to never miss a video. Finally guys, stay safe, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.